Welcome to Pages and Pods. This episode will be entirely focused on elemental gnomes. From the beginning of the world, when human souls still dreamed, there were already beings at work beneath our feet, shaping, refining, and transforming the substance of the earth. Rudolf Steiner called them gnomes, the invisible intelligences of the mineral realm. Steiner wrote several plays to reach into our emotional perception and open a clairvoyant understanding of the spiritual world. In his mystery dramas, the actors sing the chorus of the gnomes. Are you ready? We harden, we strengthen the nebulous earth dust. We loosen, we powder hard-crusted earth boulders. Swift shattered, we the hard, slow harden, we the loose. Such is our spirit kind of mental matter formed, full skilled where we were before, when human souls still slept and dreamed when earth began. So I'm sure you must have noticed the little video clip. That's actually actors performing this song. And the original was in German, so if it didn't seem to rhyme song-like, that's because it was translated. These lines are not poetry, but revelation. They describe the living forces within the soil and stone beneath our feet, spiritual workers who grind, break, and reform matter, turning the dust of the world into fertile ground. But what of the gnomes before Steiner? The ancient Greeks sensed the same powers. Empedocles spoke of four living roots: earth, water, air, and fire, each moved by divine daemons, intermediaries between gods and men. Anaxagoras called the divine intelligence nous, the mind that orders the world. The thoughts of the nous are brought naturally into the world through the divine roots. Plato, in the Timaeus, said the elementals themselves are gods visible to the senses. And later, the Neoplatonists, such as Iamblichus and Proclus, described hierarchies of spirits that fill every level of existence, from the heavens to the soil. The lowest of these they called physikoi daimones, the nature spirits. They are the Greek ancestors of what Paracelsus and Steiner would later call the gnomes, intelligences within earth matter itself. In the 16th century, the alchemist Paracelsus described these beings with a new taxonomy. In his book, De Nymphis Sylphis Pygmeis et Salamandris, he named the four elemental races: gnomes of earth, undines of water, sylphs of air, and salamanders of fire. He wrote that gnomes are not made of flesh and blood, as we are, but of living ether, denser than thought, yet subtler than matter. They work within the mountains and the roots, building the forms of metals, tending the fertility of the soil, and gilding the slow alchemy of the planet. They eat, labor, and even marry, but they have no immortal soul. When they die, he said, they vanish like smoke in the element from which they came. And yet, if a gnome should unite with a human being, it would gain a soul, the eternal spark born from the marriage of spirit and nature. Steiner clarified this perception of elemental union to include spiritual etheric bonds, the acts of acknowledgement, respect, and cooperation between humans and elementals. Steiner further revealed what these earth spirits do for the living planet and ultimately for us. He said the gnomes are the spirits of the roots, mediating between the mineral and the plant. They carry the ideas of the stars received through the roots of the plants and hold them deep within the earth. Everything about them is understanding, he wrote. Gnomes see the ideas of the world directly. They do not reason, they perceive. But their existence is threatened by the materializing forces of the earth. They hate what is earthly, fearing that if they cling too tightly to matter, they will harden into frogs and toads. It is this resistance, this refusal to be bound, that pushes the plants upward. That's right. It is their way of maintaining their etheric spirit by pushing the plants, pushing the minerals into the roots, and causing the plants to rise upward. This is how they break free of earth materialization. In winter, Steiner says they become midwives to the seed, carrying the warmth gathered by the fire spirits into the soil, ensuring the marriage of heaven and earth that renews life each spring. It is this nurturing of heavenly life force which gives the power of life to the seed. Steiner introduces Hindu esotericism into the ideation of gnomes by stating that gnomes and undines are under the influence of Shiva. He is the supreme being in the Hindu tradition known as Shaivism. Shiva creates, protects, and transforms the universe. So naturally, the gnomes are perfect assistants. Gnomes are neither good nor evil. They have no I, no ego. They simply are the living thoughts of the earth, performing their cosmic layer with perfect understanding. When we think of them as little men, we mistake symbol for spirit. They are not myths, but realities of a subtle order. Etheric intelligences that think through matter. They're what Steiner called the light filled preservers of world understanding. To perceive a gnome is to feel the earth itself. In them, thought and stone are one. They're the patient conscience of form, the silent laughter beneath the soil that reminds us that life is more than surface. Every seed that rises, every crystal that forms, every root that finds its way through darkness carries their invisible thoughts. Did you learn something from this podcast? If so, click like and let me know. Also, subscribe to Pages and Pods to keep this podcast alive in the wondrous World Wide Web.